Welcome back to the canyon as we continue to learn more about the secrets of planet life. And happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week on this podcast week. It's been busy for me just because I've been getting so much stuff done, including the fact that now we have a bunch of podcasts now available on iTunes. So this has been taking up a lot of my time. Let's go ahead and sit by the fire and figure out what other people have learned while they're at Cosmo Canyon. Starting, of course, with Barrett. Cosmo Canyon. This is where Avalanche was born. Was it now? Okay. I promised my guys someday, when we save the planet from the Shinra, that we'd all go to Cosmo Canyon and celebrate. Biggs. Wedge. Jesse. Now they're all gone. Died for the planet. Really? Save the planet? We all hate the Shinra. Do I even gotta go on? Will they ever forgive me? I think they will. Right now, I really don't know. But I know one thing. If there's anything I can do to save the planet, or the people living on it, then I'm gonna do it. I don't care if it's for justice or revenge, whatever. I don't care. Let them decide for themselves. I'm gonna do it! Again! Avalanche is born again! Alright, well, Barrett's enthusiasm is still here. What a boring place. Just like I thought. I want to go somewhere. Let's go find some materia. Jeez. I think I had to give her my snooty voice. Let's go find some materia. I wonder how many years it's been. Gosh, it brings back memories. And up next we go to Tifa. Cloud. Bonfires are funny, aren't they? Yes, in fact they are. Make you remember all sorts of things. You know, Cloud, 5 years ago... Yes? It's nothing. I'm okay with you stealing my orthopedic underwear. No, forget it. I'm afraid to ask. What is it? It feels like you're going far away. You really are you, right? That's weird stuff to ask, Tifa. I learned a lot. The elders taught me many things. About the Cetra, and the Promised Land. I'm alone. I'm all alone now. But we're here for you, right? I know, but I'm the only Cetra. Yes, in fact you are. Does that mean we can't help? And then finally, our buddy, Red XIII, aka Nanaki. Long ago, when I was still very small, we were all around this flame. No, never mind. What happened? It's about my parents. When I talk about my mother, I am full of pride and joy. And that's fine, but when I remember my father, my heart is full of anger. Ah, you really can't forgive your father? Of course, he left Mother for dead. When the Gi tribe attacked, he ran off by himself, leaving Mother and the people of the canyon. Come, Nanaki. There's something you should see. Oh, the place may be dangerous. Cloud, will you and one other person come with us? It will be dangerous. Alright, so we're going to be taking another party member, specifically Eris, just to help out with this. Because right now they're kind of my highest level characters. And we're going to be going on a little bit of an errand or a field trip with Bugenhagen. I love saying Bugenhagen still, by the way. He's an amazing character. So much so that I actually love the fact you guys pointed out I'm doing a brand spanking new voice for Bugenhagen. Yes, I am. I've been working on it. And I'm thankful that you guys are liking it. Because I didn't want to do, like... He's supposed to be kind of that Mr. Miyagi kind of character, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something a little bit more cheesy for him. I'm glad you guys liked it. So right now we're just going to go ahead and equip new materia. Or new equipment, so we can hold more materia, we can do other things. Now hiring. Looking for someone who can stand long hours of boredom. We don't care. So yeah, welcome back everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I'm busy, but I'm at least happy that you guys are having a good time with whatever you're doing. And actually today is going to be a little bit of a busy day because you guys can expect in the next little bit a bunch of updates. Just explaining what the holidays are going to do to the channel, as well as a podcast update just to give you guys more access to the podcasts that I now do, and that are now available on iTunes, because you guys have been asking.
Are we all set?
Yes.
Shall we go?
Ah, look at that. Press the red button.
All right, come in, come in.
Hey, aren't you going with us, Grandpa?
What are you, crazy? It's dangerous in there. I told you that. You want an old man like me should go first? I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, it's probably better for you to do that. So I'm more concerned about the fact that this area was sealed off. Why did it need the big metal door? Is there something truly evil behind this door? This is actually one of the better rooms, in my opinion, of Final Fantasy VII, because the deeper you go, like you can actually hear the background noise. It's kind of dulling out. And it looks like weird ectoplasm or, well, limeade is on the walls. That's not good. What could this mean? And already creepy music. I wonder if we're going to be dealing with ghosts of some kind. So while we're making our way through the dungeon, this is usually the point in these where I kind of make it more of a podcast, like a personal update, and tell you guys the things that you guys can expect from the channel this week. But being that it's a podcast week, not really a whole lot to expect. There was Kingdom Hearts earlier this week, and I am going to try very hard to get you guys a Diablo video. It might be shorter than what you guys are used to, but since we're just barely starting out Act 4, I'm not necessarily too worried about maintaining a pace or anything like that. Also, because my priorities this week are more towards podcasts and upgrading hardware than anything else. So you guys will hopefully not mind a, well, less than 30-minute episode or something. I'm not saying I'm going to do like a full-on 20-minute episode for you guys, but it might not necessarily be an hour. I'm going to try my very hardest, but I'm not promising anything just because I can't guarantee it. Things are pretty busy this week. We actually just barely had a death in the family. Not anybody, like, it was my wife's aunt passed away, and so unfortunately we're going to be going to the funeral. We had to rearrange things for that, as well as get a bunch of other work done for the podcast, as well as for the YouTube channels. So it's been pretty hectic. And that's actually kind of my game update, too, because of all of these changes and the fact that I've been working hard to get the podcast in more eyes and more ears. And I'm very thankful, by the way, for all of the new listeners that have actually come because of iTunes. It's just been incredibly busy. I don't know how else to say it, but we are going to start solving that problem. I have been actually looking at some other avenues to be able to give these updates, or maybe even let you guys be part of the ride. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing that, but it's been brought to my attention that it's been a while since I actually tried to stream on Twitch, and I think Twitch has changed their system requirements a little bit, so it's not as taxing on a system. So I have actually considered whether or not to just do Twitch, and then maybe as like a bonus night, go play through a game that I am not familiar with, and you guys can join me on the journey. I'm just not committed to this yet. I don't like the idea because it doesn't have a whole lot of consistency to it. Because as soon as I'm done and I'm caught up, then what do I do with it? That's kind of the issue there. We'll see what actually happens, but I also do have some major holiday plans this year in mind, too, especially in the fact that we are going to be doing some top 10s this year. So I'm working hard to make those a reality. And also, we will be doing a top 10 best and worst of 2017. I wasn't able to make 2016 work because of the work schedule, but now that I have some time off on given weeks, I can work on those scripts and be able to give you guys a worthwhile product. That's kind of also why you guys will find this out in the holiday update, but I am going to be giving myself quite a bit of time in the month of December so that I can do these projects as well as be able to spend some time with family. Which does matter.
Everyone here's a ghost of the Gi tribe, killed in a certain battle.
Okay. A certain battle.
The vengeful spirits of the Gi didn't disappear and couldn't return to the life stream. We still have far to go.
Well, that's not good. Why is he giggling like that? It's almost like this is appropriate for next week because that would be Halloween. Having a horror-based episode in Final Fantasy? Well, we'll still have something like that next week. Because the next town will also have some horror-esque elements. But yeah, we've had lots of stuff going on, and unfortunately that's taken up a majority of my time. Although, thankfully, I was actually able to get a few things done that you guys have been asking for. In particular, I finished Defenders Season 1. Very proud of myself for doing that, because that took a while. And you guys will be getting a vlog this weekend. And I've actually already moved on into Voltron Legendary Defenders Season 4 so that I can start getting that vlog to you guys. And I'm also working hard to get the reviews to you guys as well. And I think I've even resolved that if all of the reviews aren't necessarily out by the end of the year, you guys will still get a top 10 best and worst of 2017, and I will just finish them all up. Because I think right now it doesn't look like too many things are coming out in January that I'm interested in. I think I just barely got one. Because I am interested in Dragon Ball, or what was it called? Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm interested in that, but I don't think there's actually many January releases I'm excited for. But as far as the other thing I want to bring up is the Twitch decision. I also want to reach out to you guys to see if that's something you would be interested in me doing. Because if you guys are interested, then I would be more than happy enough to do it. But unless you guys show that interest, I don't see it as a worthwhile venture. I'd rather just put my efforts towards the stuff you guys like. That may seem like a kind of a bass-ackwards way to do things, but well, you guys haven't failed me yet, so at that point I more want to go the direction you guys want to go. And so, yeah, there's actually going to be tons of updates coming in the next couple of days. So, better ways to be able to reach the podcast as well as the holiday updates, because, yes, I am taking time off in December, and there will also be time taken off in November for Thanksgiving, but most of it is just going to be December so that I can get other things done as well as spend time with family, which I'm looking forward to. It's one of those things that helps recharge the batteries, so to speak, for me, is that I can spend time with my daughter and also be able to do the things that I want to do. Not to say I don't... A lot of people take that the wrong way, like I'm saying that I don't enjoy what I do. I do. I really do, but sometimes there are points where I would rather not be editing. I'd rather be going and playing another game. And unfortunately, you guys want videos, so I have to go and edit the product. And I'm not against that, but yeah, I'm not trying to make it sound negative. I really am not. I love what I do, and I could not be more thankful to have a community around me the way I do. And I could not thank you guys enough for that. In fact, the whole aspect of this week and last week that just floored me was the official we're on iTunes for all 3 podcasts. And just to show how you guys actually influence things, I was not going to do an RSS feed for Why We Geek. I wasn't really interested in doing it, but you guys have showed enough interest, and you push that. So now there's an RSS feed for Why We Geek, and Why We Geek is up on iTunes. And that's been amazing to see actually happen. Like, get a bunch of brand new listeners to my podcasts, and some of them have even checked me out on YouTube, and it's been great to be able to hear from you guys on all the stuff that I do so that I can continue to improve the product. Because I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that my product is perfect. It's not. We can always improve, and I'm always looking to improve. And it's through you guys that I actually can.
Oh, as you can see, this cave leads to the back of Cosmo Canyon. It was unfortunate that the Gi were larger than us. If they attacked through here, we wouldn't have stood a chance. Let's move on.
That was creepy and cryptic. So if the Gi attacked from the rear, which it looks like they kinda did, the people of Cosmo Canyon wouldn't have survived. That's not good. Then we wouldn't be doing this episode right now. We'd be doing it at Gi Canyon. And who wants to go to Gi Canyon? For crying out loud. I mean, the rides are horrible, their food is obnoxious. Why would you want to go there? Oh, and here comes my favorite part of this whole cave, is these spider webs. So they actually will give us an enemy that has an obnoxious ability. You guys will see in a second where it does amazing amounts of damage to to anybody. I mean, it looks really cool. That's a really cool, like, daddy long leg spider kind of look, but then we have this ability happen, and I immediately am done with the whole prospect. Let's get a cure going and see if he actually does it. No, he's just smacking. Oh, missed. There you go, Sting Bomb. So as you can see, it takes us all the way down to about a quarter health. And that sucks. But hey, we get an instant limit break out of it, so I guess I can't complain too much. Only problem is we've already done enough damage to this guy that I don't feel comfortable doing a limit on him. Ow. And there we go, he dies. There we go. So further on into the dungeon we go. Oh, and also I wanted to thank you guys for the feedback that I got for the most recent vlog reviews that I did. I know some people are not entirely agreeing with my review of Breath of the Wild, and I want to once again kind of emphasize to that, I'm not saying it's a horrible game, because it's not, and I'd be lying on that matter. But I'm at least thankful that you guys are getting enjoyment out of it that I'm not necessarily getting. But I also love the fact that you guys were happy that I did a modern game coupled with a really old game. And I actually did consider, like, doing that to get caught up. We'll see if we can make that work, because that does mean that eventually I do have to hit some of these games a little bit harder. And that could easily eat into recording time. And that's going to suck in the next couple of months, because, or in the next 2 months, because we have huge releases happening for the holidays. Already, like, this weekend alone, we have Mario Odyssey, finally, and Wolfenstein 2, so that's going to be next week's kind of focus to get those Drak tries done. Then eventually, oh wow, we've got lots of stuff for November. I know that the Bubsy remake is happening, and yes, I am going to cover the Bubsy remake because I am interested. I'm not expecting a great game here, but I figured it's good for a laugh. Let's see how well they do, or how horrible they do, and see whether or not it works out. Let's see. The other ones that we actually do have for the... I actually have to bring up the list because I can't remember off the top of my head. We also do have Need for Speed Payback. I didn't think I'd actually have this game in the list, but the more trailers I see, the more interested I am. It might be the first good Need for Speed in a long time. Obviously, I do have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which some people have kind of shown distaste for, just because I don't necessarily say anything bad about Lego games. I like them. I think they're probably the best thing that has happened to licensed movie games in a long time. And then finally, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yep, that's gonna be a thing that happens. I don't know what to tell you guys, but it's gonna be a thing that happens. Am I expecting good or awesome things from Battlefront 2? Not really. I'm kind of excited, but I'm not expecting it to be as great as back in 2005. Let's put it that way. I hope I'm wrong. I don't have any problem saying that. Oh, and the other update... Oh, I keep on forgetting to do this one. So... Oh, you know what? That's actually another thing in January that I completely forgot to mention. Dissidia NT. That's happening. I'm still used to them saying, oh, no, this is never going to cross into US. And so I actually have to sit there in my head and go, okay, this is actually happening. This is a thing. So Dissidia NT is going to happen next year. That's exciting. 2 fighting games in 1 month. Maybe I'll have to work something out with either the Shadow Blazer or Stephen Romney to come and help me review those games. Just to at least say, okay, we've got some footage, and here's what we think on the matter. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one, but... Ah, dang it, stupid Sting Bomb. Hate this dang thing. But hey, let's go ahead and use Howling Moon. Oh, that's cute. Eris thinks she can actually do damage. But hey, look, we got an instant limit from Cloud, so everything's just gonna die on the screen at some point. I'm not necessarily disappointed by that. Oh, and I probably should have answered this too, because podcast listeners have been bringing it to me, and it's not that I'm not listening to you. Unfortunately, there won't actually be a podcast this week because of the family circumstances, and there just isn't enough people to help bolster the panel with just Romney there. But you're also going to be getting... Well, we are going to be coming back next week, and we might actually talk about the Activision patent issue, because enough of you guys have reached out that maybe we actually need to talk about this. The whole prospect of having loot boxes basically become a really weird way, or not a weird way, but a negative way to force people to purchase microtransactions. We might actually have to address that, because enough of you guys have reached out. So that might happen, not next week, or not this week, but probably next week when we can get the panel together. Or maybe we'll just tack it on to the end of the year. I don't know yet. That's definitely one I don't know if I have major thoughts on, aside from microtransactions as a horrible mire to walk into. I'm not saying I'm pro microtransactions. I solve my problem every day. I don't buy into them. And that's what I encourage people to do, but I do get when people want to buy into the microtransactions. I understand their reasoning. I just don't agree with it. But I think that's actually going to go ahead and do it for this week. So when we get back next week, we will venture further into this Gi cave, or the Cave of the Dead, as it were.